Hi, I'm Chris Flemings, and this is my speech for 1315, informative speech. Many people don't know about the neutral ground of Louisiana and Texas. It was a 46-mile border between Louisiana and Texas that was left lawless, no police officers or anything like that. A lot of outlaws and settlers, anybody who was anybody, really came to live here. The lawlessness actually landed from 1806 to 1821, 15 years of no police and people just doing whatever they wanted to do. One of the famous outlaws was John Morrell, and John Morrell had an intricate, basically they set up shop in the woods and they rob and steal, and he was sort of like a preacher and looted for gold and any kind of valuables from people around the way, and he ran around, did whatever he wanted for about 15 years. This is a picture of the strip. Starts around the Gulf of Mexico, Galveston Bay, comes up through, goes all the way up around Nacogdoches, Texas. 46-mile stretch of no man's land. A lot of interesting facts about it. They actually had their own flag, believe it or not. It was about 9,000 to 10,000 people who lived around here, all outlaws, none of them followed any laws. Stretched from about, I think, Nacogdoches, Louisiana to Nacogdoches, Texas at the top, and from Galveston to Vermilion Bay in the south. Spain and France actually fought for about 3 years over the land because Andrew Jackson called it the back way or back door to the United States of America because of its easy accessibility through the Caribbean. Coming from Africa, it was easy to bring slaves through here. And John Morrell stole slaves from slave ships, and he traded them to Indians, and them and the Indians mixed. There's also a group of people called red bones, who are European, white, and black mixed, basically. And it was thousands of them who lived here and did whatever they wanted to do. And there's a stretch of land called a military road from Vinton, Louisiana, and goes to Fort Polk. And Fort Polk is actually here because they were trying to run these people off of the land, but they couldn't do it. Where am I residing?
3 minutes.
The precise boundaries of the area has still not been determined. The United States had purchased the territory from France, but France claimed the same boundaries. France had claimed before this from Spain. In fact, the U.S. asserted a claim to the Rio Grande as the western border based on temporary settlement. So basically, France and Spain couldn't come to an agreement over whose it was, and the United States had just bought it, so they didn't know what was on the land, so they just left it alone. And eventually around 1821, when the country was being established and I guess laws and rules would start being made, it was, so much going on through here that, they had to put a stop to it. So when the military was brought in and a few wars and battles were fought, they eventually established lawlessness. Well, lawlessness was over, and now, there was rules and stuff you had to follow.